Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Gooner Gathering. Gooner Lee Meads in for today's news. And in the headlines today, an Arsenal defender signs a new contract, while another Arsenal defender looks set to leave. And the Arsenal women's side are set to do a post-season tour of Australia. Let's get into all of it. Hope you're all doing very well this evening. Right, headline news is Takahiro Tomiyasu signing what the club are describing as a long-term new contract. Great news for the Japanese defender, of course, 20 appearances this season, and he scored his first goal, of course, against Sheffield United. I think on the channel we very often say when Tomiyasu's in the back line, when he was certainly covering at left back for Zinchenko, he looks a very, very solid hand over there. A defender that you can rely on just to do the defensive side of the job very well. Of course, he's had his bit of an injury setback after coming back from the international tournament not too long ago. But he is in full training right at this moment and looks set to be involved amongst the squad, certainly coming up for the end of season push, if you will. So that's one to be very pleased with. Fabrizio Romano did report yesterday the Arsenal defender set to leave is Cedric Soares. Probably won't be a massive surprise to all of you, but he does become a free agent in the summer. The decision has been made to let him go, and fair play to him. He's one thing I'll say about Cedric, he might not be the most outstanding defensive talent of all time. He's certainly a good pro, and he's not known to complain or anything like that when he hasn't been amongst the side, and he's got great dog walking skills as well. So fair play to Cedric Soares, who'll be heading out of the club in the summer. Right, let's go to number 3 here. Looking at the England squad today, it's worth keeping an eye on the availability of Bukayo Saka. I say this because it's been reported that he's training away from the main English squad, working indoors on an individual training program whilst the other guys are out the field. Might not necessarily mean anything, but it's certainly one to put a concerned eye on. Of course, coming up to the very important game against Manchester City on the 31st of March. Talking of that game as well, also worth keeping an eye on Erling Haaland as well, limping out of the training session yesterday with the Norwegian squad. So yes, again, going to take what we're hearing and reading with a bit of a pinch of salt, but we'll see. I know I saw the actual footage of Haaland and looked like he may have twinged something, but and this won't be the first injury he's had this season either. He'd missed probably something like 10 games at the back end of 2023. But again, we'll see what happens. We've got, I think it's 11 days until we play City in the Premier League at the Etihad. Let me just switch my page because news is breaking as I was writing today's show, everybody. Just looking further forward a little bit for the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So as I was writing the show this evening, Kaya Kanyak had reported that Manuel Neuer, of course, the brilliant goalkeeper up at Munich, has been pulled out of the Germany squad, reportedly torn a muscle in his left abductor. Now, Fabrizio Romano has said that he's going to have more tests when he goes back to Munich. The German manager, that's Julian Nagelsmann, says Neuer is out for 2 games. That'll be the French game and the game against the Netherlands. Potentially the game against the Bayern versus Dortmund game coming up. Again, worth keeping an eye on. Gets very interesting, of course. After this international break, the big games will be coming up. We mentioned the City game. The Munich game was not far down the line either. And we have and finally this evening, homecoming for Steph Catley, Caitlin Ford, and Connie Cross. So once the WSL season finishes up, the Arsenal women are to travel to Australia to face an A-League All-Stars women's team on Friday, the 24th of May at the Marvel Stadium in Melbourne as part of the Global Football Week Melbourne. Now, it's good news for my brother. He will be literally about an hour away from that. This match is part of a double header. The first match of the evening is Newcastle United's men's side taking on an A-League All-Stars men's team, and that's kicking off at 5:15 p.m. local time. The Arsenal game kicks off at 8:05 local time. Ticketing information of that for them games is available on arsenal.com and the app right now. So, everybody, that is our news for today. I believe Posh Bertie may be live tomorrow here on YouTube and on the Twitch channel, doing more on the season save for Football Manager 2024. Of course, you can find me, if you so require, on our X channel. So that's at Gooner Gathering. You, of course, can find me at Gooner Lee Meads. You can also find us on the TikTok and on the Instagram page. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, until Posh greets you with his presence tomorrow on Football Manager, take care of yourselves and we'll see you next time.